Hey guys! Today I thought I'd do another video, and if you've noticed something different, it's because I got my hair cut, and my mom cut it for me. But this is the last time I'm gonna get it cut. For now on, I'm gonna try to just let it grow out, because I don't like it short, I like it long. So yeah, but anyways, today's video is gonna be about names of my pets, like pets that I had. I only have one pet now, and that will be the first name on the list. And some of these aren't very usable. They're just names that I use for my pets, and of course, a lot of them aren't usable at all. Some are, but I'm not going to write down anything, just any information. I'm just going to tell you what pets they were and just their names. So the first name I have is Sunny because now I have a parakeet and his name is Sunny. And so he's the pet I've had the longest. I've had him since 2004, and he's about the same age as me. We got him in the fall, so he's not quite the same age as me, but a little around the same age. But he's the pet I've had the longest. Of the other pets I'm going to talk about, I don't have anymore. Either I got rid of them or they died, but yeah, so Sunny's the first name on the list because I've had my parakeet the longest. Yeah, so that's Sunny. The second name I have is Fred, and Fred was the name of my hamster. And my hamster, I got him about 6 years ago when I was like 5, so 2009. And he, well, what happened with him is that I had to take him back to the pet store because he bit me a lot and he wasn't the best hamster. I was afraid to pick him up, but my cousin, she picked him up a lot. But yeah, so my hamster, he was really cute. He was brown, and I kept him in a cage downstairs. And yeah, I like to give him lettuce, and I like to give him celery. I used to feed him all those things. So that's Fred. And we had to take a bath. I'm pretty sure he passed away by now because hamsters only live about 2 years or even less than that. I'm not so sure. But yeah, so that's Fred. The third name that I have is Sweetie, and Sweetie was the name of my red betta fish. And I've had her, I got her, I think, in 2011, so when I was 7, and I got her with another betta fish. I'll talk about him after this one. And Sweetie, she was really pretty. And of course, all three betta fish, I'm going to talk about all three of my betta fish, died due to the water being the wrong temperature. And yeah, so I was thinking about getting more betta fish, but I'm going to wait a little while because I want to pay more attention to my bird because he seems like he's needy for attention. So I'm gonna have to wait a little while before I get betta fish. But yeah, and Sweetie, she was really, really cute. She would follow my finger when I put my finger on the glass or the tank. She would follow, and I put a little no fishing thing, like this little no fishing statue in there. It was like a sign connected to a pole, and I set it inside the tank. I thought it was kind of cute, but I'll get something similar to that when I get my new betta fish. So that was the third name. The fourth name is Cookie. And Cookie was the name of my blue betta fish, and I don't have no idea why I named him Cookie. He's a boy, but I don't know why. But anyways, I named him Cookie for I don't know what reason, but he was blue. Now, when I name my betta fish, I'm going to be more accurate, and I'm going to name them what they look like. So I'm planning on getting a white betta fish and a blue betta fish to, like, So the blue betta fish will be like Cookie. And the blue betta fish, I'm going to plan on naming him Ocean because he's blue. And then the white one I'll name Angel, which I had another pet named Angel. I'm going to talk about her after I talk about my last betta fish that I've had. But yeah, Cookie, he was really. So the reason why he passed away is because when I got home from school, my mom was cleaning the tank. She tried to scoop him out of the tank so she could clean the water, like put new water, and he fell on the floor, and after that he got permanent brain damage, and he just died. He wasn't the same after that. Like he used to follow my finger like Sweetie. I would put my finger on the glass and he'd just swim like he had no thoughts or no brain. So we came to the point where we thought he had permanent brain damage, so he wasn't the same after what happened. So I think it's because he's been out of the water for so long, because he was on the floor flopping around. My mom didn't know what to do. So like when he died, which like was probably a couple days later, we had to flush him down the toilet. I know that sounds terrible, but we didn't know what else to do with him because we can't keep him if he's dead. So yeah, that was Cookie. The last betta fish I have is Stripes. And I got that betta fish 3 years ago. I don't know if it was in the spring or the summer or the fall. All I know it was 2012 when I was 8. And I have little memory of what she looked like. I can, for some reason, remember what my other betta fish looked like. I think she was white with some stripes. For some reason, I can't remember, but she died. I can't remember how she died. I think it was because of the cold water. And yeah, we could never get the water temperature to be the right temperature, but yeah. But my mom said if the betta fish I get next time die, then we can just get another one, cuz we go to Walmart a lot and we feel really bad for the betta fish because at Walmart because the people at Walmart fill the cups like up to here. They hardly give their fish any water, but the ones that are in the tanks get the right amount of water. But I just feel really bad for the betta fish. It's like they don't care about the betta fish for some reason. But yeah, so that's the last betta fish I ever had. The next pet that I've had is a cat, and her name was Angel. We found her in our parking lot, and she was behind a flower pot. We asked the neighbors next door if they were her owners, and they said they don't even know that cat, so we decided to keep her. And I got kind of sick of her because she was like scratching up a lot of my stuff. She got a hold of my Cinderella doll and she scratched her arm, so she had like her skin was peeling, my Cinderella doll, and then she got into a couple of my other dolls and she scratched their skin, and I got really mad at Angel, so I decided to drop her off at the park, and I think she is an owner now because I haven't seen her since. And I'm pretty sure that was about the same year that I got my betta fish Stripes. So, yeah. So, I completely forgot I had a cat named Angel. But I'm still going to name my new betta fish Angel because I think it would really fit her a lot. So, the next pet that I had, okay, so this next I was going to say pet. This next pet is a cat that belonged, I think he was a cat that just roamed around the neighborhood. I'm not so sure, but he just roamed around the neighborhood and he kept coming to our house and we would feed him. I'm pretty sure he had a home, but his name was Purry, and he was an orange tabby cat, and he was a really nice cat. Every time he'd come over, I would play with him. I would put a tiara on his head, and I think when he first came to our house, it was about 4 years ago, so like 2011. And I used to put a tiara on his head because he was really good. He's a really good cat, and he'd let me do that. And he was just the best cat that I've ever had. And he used to rub his head against mine, and this lady that my mom knows, she has an animal shelter. She took Purry away, and I never saw him after that. I thought that she was just taking him temporarily, but then he never came back. So, and then I asked my mom, "Where's Purry?" And then she said he can't come back. That her friend was taking him permanently to find a new home. I was really upset because she didn't tell me this earlier. She just said that Gail, that's her name, her friend Gail, was taking Purry in the pet carrier, and I thought that she was just taking him for a while and then she was going to give him back, but I never saw him after that. So I'm 100% sure that he forgot about me because I'm pretty sure he has an owner now, but I still miss him. He was a really good cat. But one thing happened that was really bad. He was sitting on my lap and he scratched my leg because his claw got stuck in the blanket and he left this really bloody scratch on my leg, and it really hurt, but I loved him a lot. He was really, really sweet, and I used to feed him. One time, he was a really bad cat. He jumped in the window. For some reason, he knew how to open the window in the bathroom, and he just opened the latch, and he jumped through the window, and he was walking around in our house, but we didn't need him to walk around in our house. We were just hanging out, watching TV, and all of a sudden, we see this orange tabby cat walking around in our house. So he, for some reason, opened up the latch on the window. He was really clever, I have to say that. But yeah, that was the longest story of this video. And I'm trying to think of other pets that I've had over the course of the year. I haven't had many. But the last cat, I'm just going to say, that I've ever had was a black and white cat named Cupcake. And she wasn't ours. She belonged to this old guy. I'm just going to say older guy because my mom says don't call old people old. Just call them older. Although she calls people older and old. Yeah, that's enough of that. But Cupcake belonged to this older guy, this older neighbor, and he said that we can borrow her. And to be honest, I was pretty much a bully to her because I was like, we lived in this other house, like I was probably about 4 or 3, and I wanted to know what would happen if I pulled Cupcake's tail, and I pulled her tail, and she got mad, and she hissed at me, and then I tried to pet her, and she bit my hand. That's what I got for pulling her tail. And then I tried to hold her, and I guess I like held her uncomfortably, and she jumped out of my arms. She also peed in my mom's flower pot, which she was really furious at her after that. I can understand that, because if she peed in my flower pot, I would be really mad. But yeah, Cupcake, she's a really sweet cat. And the last pet, just a little bonus, my uncle has a black and white, a calico cat named Callie, and we were this close to taking her home with us. She was a kitten, and so Cupcake didn't like her at all. She would hiss at her because Cupcake knew that she was the ruler of our house. She hated Callie so much. She was extremely hostile to her, and so we couldn't keep Callie, so we had to take her back to my uncle's house. And my uncle didn't want that cat, so yeah. So that's the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me which names you liked from my pets, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!